Haristuti Sloka 31 Yoyam dehe cheshtayitantah karanasthaha surye chasau tapayita sosmyahameva ityatmaikyopaasanayayam vidurisham tam samsara dhvanta vinasham harimide. Anvayarthaha dehe antahkaranasthaha चेष्टयिता यह अयम सूर्ये च तापयिता असौ सह अहमेव अस्मि इति आत्मैक्य उपासनया यम ईशं विदुः तं संसारध्वांत विनाशं हरिम ईडे. Dehe, in this body, antahkaranasthaha, residing or remaining within the mind and doing what? Cheshtayita, as the cause of all the actions that are performed. Yaha ayam, the one who resides like this Atma. Suryecha, in the sun also. Tapayita asau, it is this very same Atma because of whom the sun is emanating heat. Saha ahameva asmi, that Atma and I are of the same nature. So he, that Atma, indeed I am of his nature. Iti, thus. In this way, understanding the identity of that Atma and me, the one I am knowing as I. Atma Aikya Upasanaya. So like this, on this identity, meditating for a length of time. That is, the consciousness in me which impels me to do actions, and the consciousness, that Chaitanyam, which causes the sun to emanate heat. Both are one and the same. Knowing this very well and remaining in such a contemplation of identity. Yam Isham Viduhu, that Ishvara who is understood. Tam Samsara Dhvanta Vinasham Harim Ide, that Ishvara is also known as Hari. So I worship that Hari, the destroyer of ignorance which causes samsara. Now, let's look at the structure of this shloka. The Taittiriya Upanishad has a very beautiful way of pointing out what is limitless happiness, Brahmananda. This is very well known as Brahmananda Shruti, or as Ananda Mimamsa. There the Shruti first designates one unit of happiness, basing it on worldly happiness. That is, that which is generally dependent on external objects. Then analyzing worldly happiness at various levels, Shruti takes you to understand that Brahmananda is the only one which is eternal, Satyam, because it happens to be your true nature. Concluding this discussion, Shruti says, Sa yaschayam purushe yaschasa vaditye sa ekaha. It means that Paramatma, which is in the human being, and that Paramatma who is in Hiranyagarbha are one and the same. So here Hiranyagarbha is the technical term which is used for Ishvara's Sukshma Sharira at the macro level. And Paramatma, Ananda, Brahman, all these mean the same. In the name of Ananda, there is a very elaborate discussion in Taittiriya Upanishad, and based on that is this shloka, the structure of this shloka. So in the verse that I mentioned, Yaschasau Yaha cha asau aditye. There aditya implies Hiranyagarbha, because in Vedic literature generally Ishvara is invoked in Surya Mandala. For example, when we pray to Surya Bhagavan, we say Dhyeyaha Savitra Mandala Madhyavarti. Savitra Mandala Madhyavarti means Surya Mandala. The one who is in the Surya Mandala, Narayanaha Sarasijasana Sannivishtaha, like that the prayer goes on. Then there is one nama for Lalita Mahatripura Sundari in Lalita Sahasranamam, Bhanumandala Madhyastha. There Bhagavati is invoked in Surya Mandala. The point is, essentially Paramatma and Jivatma are the same in nature. The Swarupa of both is the same. Now this content from Taittiriya Upanishad is taken up and presented in the first part of this shloka by Bhagavad Padacharyaha. The shloka, according to the Anvaya, we started with Dehe. So, Dehe means in this human body. The human body by itself is a Jadavastu. So, here in this body, Antahkaranasthaha, residing and remaining in the mind. Generally, the word Nihitam Guhayam is also used to represent the mind. So, in the sacred place of the mind cave is present this Paramatma in the form of Chaitanyam or consciousness. How do we know that? It is known from the actions performed by the body-mind. So, as the performer, the one who impels the actual performance of actions, Cheshtaita, as the Cheshtaita, Yaha Ayam, this Paramatma, is the same one who is in the Surya also. Surye cha asau tapaita, there as the power of brilliance, because of whom the sun pervades this whole world with heat, tapaita. That consciousness, saha ahameva asmi, that Paramatma or that Chaitanya Swarupam, that form of consciousness essentially is my nature also. This means both at the individual level or the micro level and at the total, the macro level also, it is the same consciousness that is existing. Iti Atmaikya Upasanaya. In this form, the understanding of the identity of Jivatma and Paramatma, and then contemplating on this identity for a length of time, the vision of Advaita Brahman, that is, Jivatma and Paramatma are essentially not different. They are the same. This vision is gained by a seeker. You see, at the human level, the body is the medium which is reflecting this consciousness. And at the macro level, the sun is the medium, that is the Upadhi. And both are reflecting Paramatma Chaitanyam. Now, if the medium or the Upadhi is removed, then what we have is the same one consciousness. It is the same one consciousness that remains. This is more easily understood with the pot space example. There is a pot and there is a particular amount of space in it. When we say Ghatakashaha, it means the particular space in the pot space. Then there is some space outside the pot, so we refer to it as Bahyakashaha. It means the space which is outside the pot. Now, does it mean that there are two different spaces, one inside and the one outside? Just because we have used two words qualifying space, does it mean that there are many different spaces? Ghatakasha is a different space, Bahyakasha is a different space. Then we can also put so many walls and call it different rooms. So then that is a different space. Is that the meaning? No, it is not different spaces. Only the upadhi or the medium of separation gives rise to these different names like Ghatakasha, Bahyakasha, etc. When the pot is broken, space remains as is. Space is as it is, and it was as it is now, and it will be just the same. It is just one space. Similarly, at the micro level and the macro level, that which is always present, impelling all the functions to be performed, is one same Paramatma Chaitanyam. Upasanaya yam isham viduhu. So contemplating on this truth, the identity of Jivatma and Paramatma, one gains a vision of that Chaitanyam. So tam samsara dhvanta vinasham harimede. Unto that Chaitanyam, that Paramatma in the form of Hari, I worship, so that the darkness known as samsara is removed. Yoyam dehe cheshtayitantah karanasthaha surye chasau tapayita sosmyahameva ityatmaikyopasanaayam vidurisham tam samsara dhvanta vinasham harimede. Namaste.